But where we are, you know, don't you? You see the rice fields?
Yep, we're in Bali.
Ah, yeah, we made it.
Yeah. Well, Bali, there's an awful lot that's talked about Bali, and kind of has a bit of a reputation from a spiritual perspective, and from obviously just the type of place that it is here in Indonesia. So this is kind of our take on it so far. We've been here for about a week and a half, and we've had some very interesting experiences.
Yeah. Energetically, this island is full of dark and light.
Yeah, it's full of contradictions, and we're kind of in this, there are things that we absolutely love. And we're like, oh, this is just amazing.
Let's start with the things that we love.
Yeah.
So wherever you go, you find these wonderful places where you can have physical treatments like wonderful massages or peelings or relaxations or whatever. You get
facial
everywhere.
scrubs.
Everything around the physical treatment is just
pedicures, manicures.
It's just like heaven on earth.
Beard trimming.
Heaven on earth. Because not only because the way they do it, with all the love they put in there and all the nice and attention, as well, it's affordable. You can really, with a low budget, you can have the most amazing physical treatment. Yeah. Not talking about this amazing women doing it with all their love and tenderness and really.
And strength. Yeah. Honestly, they're not very tall, and you think, oh yeah, this tiny little woman, and she's like, I'm like.
So we love that part of Bali really very much. The second thing we love very much is the food.
The food. So, I mean, we're in Ubud, which is kind of a bit
outside.
of a hub of outside, but it's kind of a bit of a hub for kind of the spiritual stuff that goes on in Bali. And oh my god, the amount of choice of vegan restaurants is amazing.
It's just, and every day we try a new one. Some have really wonderful gardens around and chill out areas. Some are posh with hippie, youngster, co-working, online working
digital
people,
nomad.
digital nomads, whatever. You find them everywhere. Or all the spiritual people that are meeting there for good food, and the food is really high quality and reasonable priced. Really, this is really amazing.
It is. I mean, I think the most we've spent for a meal has been, I mean, kind of each has been about what, €6 or €7?
Yeah, per person.
Each. And that's for like
including a drink
and maybe a vegan cake or something.
We love that one.
So the third thing that we love is paradise, kind of, really. The lush greenery, because obviously it rains a lot here, and it's just so vibrant. The colours, hopefully you can see here. Beautiful hibiscus flowers, and it's just so lush. There's water everywhere, pools and rivers, and obviously the amazing waterfalls that you can literally, they're everywhere. So you can just drive 5 minutes and you're at a waterfall. So it's just the abundance of nature. And when we're talking about the colors as well, I mean, even like the butterflies, wow. They are absolutely stunning, iridescent colours on their wings, really big butterflies. And yesterday we were having fun with monkeys, and
but not in a tourist place, more like in a hidden place.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Suzanne's the whiz at finding these places. She's just like the Google Maps queen.
Well, really. I try to find my way through.
She is. She's the Google Maps queen, and I'm so grateful for her. Really, she's just like so amazing at finding these incredible places. So yeah.
So this is the positive thing that we could take away. We didn't go to the tourist places on the coast, so we can't tell you about that, because we decided we don't want to do it. We don't want to dive into this tourist areas, so we decided to come inland and did a lot of tours around with our scooters that we rented. We will talk about this in a sec.
Yeah.
But when you drive around here, The people are very friendly, they are smiling, they are giving you a big smile and say hello. They're not trying to sell you actually anything, they're just being polite and friendly. I was we had luck because I was looking for Balinese house, which we rented for the 2 weeks we were here on booking, and we were very happy because, of course, resonance worked. We booked a house with 2 bedrooms and a nice little pond pool, and this is where we are right in the moment, having this video done. And this belongs to a very spiritual Balinese family. They have their own ceremonies, their own guru, where he invited us in to come with. And he's very appreciative about us being here because we don't treat him as normal tourists. We feel like family here, so we do our share and our part in spite of not only paying. And today he will take us out for some ancient temples. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So we are really happy that we didn't go the tourist part, even so we used modern technology to book it. But actually, this is a way how to do it. So find your place. We just booked for a week and then we extended on cash amount, and he was very happy about that. So you can go without being too much drawn into the tourist interaction.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is absolutely right about resonance. It's about this trusting that when you're going somewhere and you're going to experience something, that your vibrational frequency, your resonance is actually going to attract the same from wherever you're going and whatever you're going to experience.
Yeah.
And we definitely feel that. And we're also kind of being able to dive into the energy and the frequencies, because it's very contrasting here. For us to make discerning choices about what we choose to interact with and what we don't.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other part of what we picked up.
Let's talk about the roads first, shall we?
Yes,
So,
my God.
Years ago, before all the tourists came here and this became this spiritual hub of the world, I used to be able to get from the airport to Ubud in 30 minutes. Now it takes 2 hours.
And not because there's no roads, just because there's so many people on the road that want to go the same way. There's no traffic rules and there's too much traffic. It's just like you're standing permanently
In a car park.
in a car park.
Yeah.
You don't move forward.
And it's the infrastructure, the road infrastructure has not been really updated. There's no road construction going on. There are potholes everywhere.
Very dangerous potholes for motorbike drivers.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
And it's interesting because, of course, we're very regulated in Europe and in the UK with roads and with all of the rules, and you can do this and you can't do that, and it's this and it's that, and the highway code that, and blah blah blah, and you can just bin that and throw it out the window because none of that applies here.
Yeah. Even driving with helmet, who need that?
Yeah, who needs that? And let's just have 5 people on a scooter, and
Children, material,
Yeah, let's
whatever.
just carry our gas containers on the scooter, or
whatever.
Our bamboo adornments.
10 meter things that
Yeah,
we're
just
using for
dangling
decoration.
around the side. Yeah, whatever. Anything
matter.
goes. Anything goes here. And it's interesting because, of course, we don't really like rules very much, and yet we were like, where's the rules? Which is really interesting. But actually it does work amazingly.
It works very well. People are looking after each other, they are helping each other, especially on the traffic junctions, because they don't have traffic lights. The brave policemen try to manage and direct the traffic, which obviously doesn't work anyway.
But often someone will stop, or someone pushes in front and then everyone stops, so then you can go with the flow, or it works anyway. It
works, yeah.
It does work.
But yeah, you have to be very brave here to drive scooter. So I'm a good scooter driver because I have my scooter at home, but Merlin is
new for me.
He was a newbie and he's struggling quite a bit.
My God.
You managed. You're brave enough. You still survive.
It's been baptism of fire when it comes to learning how to ride a scooter in this environment. Really,
yeah, absolutely.
Quite something.
So this is about the energy on the roads. Let's talk about the energy
So
of the celebration
yes,
days.
there's so the culture here in Bali and I'm assuming wider Indonesia is they have temples everywhere. So if you've got a family home, it usually has its own temple. And if the people who don't have their own temple, then there are public temples in every village.
More than one.
Yeah, more than one often. And basically, they a lot of the statues and the temple sites are covered in a material, and in a lot of the places, the material is black and white.
Well, this was especially made for the special holiday they had on Wednesday last week. No, this week, not last week.
Last week.
This is about the dark and the light being a part on the earth, and so they decorate this with this black and white material, and it's all And they were going for ceremony on this special day on Wednesday. The men were dressed all in white, and they had their white turbans, half turbans.
Yeah.
And so this is about the light and the dark, and we were kind of trying to find out how the energy really works, why they are doing it. So maybe you give some insights.
They have a belief in that in the polarity. They believe that obviously that both exists, and they're actually every single day, sometimes twice a day, they're giving offerings. I mean, they're very beautiful, the offerings that they do. They're made of kind of flowers and the leaves from banana plants and, you know,
incense. A lot of incense.
Oh my God, you drive along the street and
Everywhere.
all you smell incense everywhere. It's like being in a permanent crystal shop. And basically, we had this ceremony they had the ceremony last Wednesday, and I was very much feeling like that some of what they were doing in the ceremonial work was actually calling in the dark energies. Unfortunately, and I suspect that the majority of the population don't realise that that's what they're doing with the rituals that they're doing, and perhaps the medicine women or men, the shamans that are leading them do, but certainly the general population don't. And we felt very called to call in the light and call in the kind of the angels and archangels to come in and actually kind of counteract a little bit what was going on. And I kind of mentioned this to a couple of people, and there was like, oh, are they really doing that? And for me, the proof was then that night. So that night, and this happens to me because my psychic channel is very open. What happened was that I had a really bad night, and I had one nightmare after another that night, and it was all stuff that was nothing to do with me. And basically, my higher self was processing for the collective here some of the dark energies that were being called in. So, and then it kind of continued, didn't it? And it has continued
until last night. We saw another ceremony. And they would do offerings for them, and they're again dressed in white, kneeling down, praying. And we could always feel when we look at the temples, the Hindu temples especially, if you look at all the statues that are at the Hindu temples, we were questioning who really started all the ceremony and why did they start it? Why did they make the people so connected to their ceremonies to do this even twice a day? In the morning at 6 o'clock you hear them singing, at 6 o'clock in the evening you hear them singing again via speakers. So it's like in the Islam religion, you hear them speaking, right? You hear them praying. And well, we have our own perspective on that. We don't want to go too deep into that, but for us it's quite clear. If you look at the statues, you might get a different information that they might take of it because they were taught to look at it like that way. We went in yesterday, there's a lot of Buddhist temple here around as well. So we stopped at a Buddhist temple, and we could feel immediately the different energy in the Buddhist temple, which was quite interesting to observe, even though it was on the main road and it was next to a Chinese temple. So it's really interesting, all these different religion energies and procedures that they have
Yeah,
here
yeah.
on the island, and they're really, really deep into their culture.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
Merlin
it's
said, every
very-
house has its
yeah.
own temple,
It's very ingrained.
so they're very connected to that.
I'd like to kind of comment about the Buddhist temple. What I really liked personally was that there were depictions of Buddha, but there was depictions of Kuan Yin. So there was this
A lot,
balance between masculine and feminine, which I really, really liked, and the energy of that really felt really good. I'm going to go a little bit further, so
Okay, you are
why
brave.
not? I'm
You're
brave.
brave, okay.
So for me, a lot of the depictions in some of these temples look very alien-like.
Okay.
And actually, I'm not necessarily saying that everyone would prescribe to this, or even that I do, but let's just kind of throw it out there. So there is one of the kind of theories that go in the spiritual world is about the origins of humanity, and that our DNA is a mix of 22 different alien races, and that actually the Anunnaki were the ones that originally came and were part of the creation of humanity here on Earth. And when you look at what they wanted, they acted as if they were gods, and they wanted humanity to pray to them. And it feels to me like the depictions could easily be an Anunnaki, and that actually what they are doing is perpetuating the praying to these gods. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, but this is only our.
That's just a perspective.
Our own perspective. It's not about you have to believe it or not, but this is what we picked up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. I call it the spiritual circus.
The spiritual circus. Yes, I won't say what I call it. Not for video.
So if you go into Ubud, because this is well known for all people being spiritual coming here. And of course they come here because of the nice locations and the wonderful places you can go to and the wonderful food. And they have meeting places like hubs where they meet for connecting to each other. We're not talking about the thousands of workshops that you can have here in all directions from
on
all
every
people.
possible subject.
Yeah,
that you could link to
whatever you
spiritual.
want, you can get here.
It's incredible.
It's really everything here. So if you need a spiritual breakout, come here. You get it all.
Yeah.
But we observed some things in the spiritual scenery, and I call it circus, because if you imagine you're in the manege and you have the clown here and the artist there and the performer there
And the trapeze artist
and
over
everybody
here.
is special and everybody is better than the other one. This is exactly what's happening here. So you have them all here. They are here. So whoever is important, whoever has a community or not, or who wants to build a community or whatever, who wants to be a guru, who wants to be a teacher, who wants to be whatever, they are here. You meet them. And,
Yep.
and what we found by observing all these people was something that I was very, I personally was very, how can I say, I was not very happy about to observe that. I would say disappointed, because a lot of them have a very big ego, and the ego shows out to how they present themselves, how they talk to people, and how they actually only want to sell their services or products or whatever they have.
Yeah.
It's about, I'm the guru for this and you have to buy that. And this is what I found very sad, because we were not diving into any course or anything. We couldn't feel the heart connection of these people. We couldn't feel the enlightenment of these people. We couldn't feel the being themselves of these people, what we were watching. I mean, I had a meeting with a nice lady in a coffee when Merlin was somewhere else, and she was very ground to earth, and she said exactly the same like I said, and she said, yeah, they have all big egos here, and one is bigger than the other.
And this brings us back to kind of one of the original things that we said at the beginning of the video, which is about resonance and vibrational frequency. And I think, there is kind of, something for everyone. So amongst that spiritual circus, wherever you're at in your spiritual journey and whatever your vibrational frequency, you can probably find somebody who matches that could be your kind of teacher for that particular topic or subject. You know, and I think that's important. We're not saying this with any judgment at all about kind of, you know, these people and what they're doing. It's not for us because of where we're at in terms of our spiritual growth and our path. But, you know, I think you can, you know, wherever you're at, you can find the right level of stuff here, although we haven't kind of come across something really for us very much, have
not
we?
Yet.
But you know, we haven't been here that long, and
well,
you know,
we haven't been
we'll
living
see.
here, so it's just a little dive in.
Yeah,
and
we'll see how that is. I mean, you know, there are boards and boards of people advertising all of their different courses, and you know, and I think you have to be very discerning and go into your heart space and really go, kind of, does this feel like it's for me? Meet the person, don't just sign up. You know, meet the person and you know, kind of talk with them, feel into it,
and then make a decision.
And then make a decision. Yeah, I mean, for me, what I do is I do see through people's personas and through the ego kind of facade that they're putting on, and actually, you know, I was taken a little unawares on one meeting with somebody, and realized that they were all blah blah this, and I'm that, and I'm that, and I'm this, and I'm the other. And underneath, what I was actually picking up was some of their trauma and what they had not actually managed and dealt with and coped with. So
we have to introduce you to our host because he just came in. He brings it. Say hello.
Hello. Oh,
we are
nice
finished in 5 minutes. We come in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
very good.
Thank you.
Drink.
Yeah.
yeah, how wonderful that he made an appearance.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, so what I was doing was obviously picking up on things that they had not resolved or had issues with themselves. And so in some ways, you know, and you're really good at that as well, maybe not the specifics, but you get the energy of it, don't you?
Yeah, I get the energy. I can't really say what I just have the feeling about how I feel.
Yeah. And so again, you know, it's all about being in your heart space and really coming into that place of discernment and using your intuition and really picking up on the energy, because the energy can be very confusing here.
Yeah.
You know, because there's this light and dark mixture that's going on, because there's so much of a spiritual circus going on and people are putting out this, that and the other, you really have to sit in space. And we were in a vegan restaurant, and it was a beautiful restaurant. I mean, the way that it's decorated, and there was some lovely music there, but actually because of the ceremony and then the people there was an open portal that was actually in this restaurant. There were so many different energies. I was called to actually anchor light energies by two ascended masters and a beautiful archangel that came in and said, please anchor the light here because it really needs it.
And 5 minutes before, he was pushed from his motorbike.
So
he twisted his ankle. So it's dark and light is very close to each other.
It's really important that that you're really very discerning and very protective of your energy field when you're here in Bali.
Well, that's our pickup from Bali.
So we're now going to be taken on a tour by our lovely host that you met earlier.
And probably have to dress up again. He was bringing the clothes. Oh shit!
He had to wear traditional Indonesian.
When we were going to the ashram.
Yes, so I was wearing a skirt. Well, sarong.
Sarong. Me too. And we had to sit on our knees. And I tell you, after 4 hours,
it's
were
not
really
very comfortable,
sore.
really. And I guess that's the one thing we do. I mean, he was beautiful and invited us to this ashram to meet his guru, but of course we're not big into gurus anyway, because we believe we're all our own guru, and we don't need someone else to be a guru for us. And it was a very interesting experience. But we're already kind of, you know, nearly 25 minutes on this video. It's one of the
we don't want to make it too long.
So, but anyway, that's maybe a lesson for another day. And so I hope you get a lot from this video. If you like what we're saying, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to my channel where I post them, and so that we can kind of get the word out there a little bit more.
Bye.
Take care.
Bless you like they do here.
Oh yeah, they do this.
Yes. Bye.